Potential surprise problems which can stop your dreams of a marriage in Colombia. Number one, the inventory of assets. Minors of either parent require a months long process called inventory of assets. Does not matter how poor a person is, this process must be completed if there are minors in the relationship. Number two, marriage license permission. Notary time to issue permission may take 15 business days. Notary calendar opening for marriage may be booked for more than a month, so please be prepared to shop around for different notaries. Some notaries have openings earlier than others. Notary approval varies. Documents which work in one notary may not be approved in another notary, and vice versa. Number five, a power of attorney. If you're not in the country, that is Colombia, it's important to get a power of attorney to allow a person to present documents on your behalf to push the process forward before your arrival. Advanced approval. Number six, if you're on a tight travel schedule, be prepared to express mail all of your original documents so that the notary will put your marriage on the calendar before you arrive, avoiding last minute surprises. Number seven, marriage of two foreigners may not get married in Colombia if they have not been living here a very long time. Possible solution is a civil union. Ask James Lindsay for more information. The civil union has less requirements in some cases. Number eight, old documents are not valid. This is a new concept to many foreigners if you have not been living in South America before. To cut down on fraud, all foreign documents must be less than 90 days old. So that means birth certificates and divorces, for example, must have an issue date or a certified copy from the court or vital statistics that's less than 90 days old when presented for the marriage. City of domicile. Number nine, you must marry in the same city that you reside in. Number 10, Colombian citizens must have the original cedula to marry. Temporary cedulas issued when someone loses a cedula do not work. Number 11, certificate of being single has different requirements depending on the notary. Some notaries will allow a declaration to be issued in Colombia. Other notaries do not allow this type of certification to happen. So again, this is a delicate and potentially marriage stopping document. Again, ask James Lindsay for more information on this subject. Place of translations. Number 12. Depending on the notary you use, again, this is one of those items that varies between different notaries. Depending on the notary you use, you will have to have all your documents translated into Spanish either in the home country where the documents come from or in Colombia. They flip-flop a lot between notaries, but normally they want you to have the certified translation done in Colombia. This is better. Why? Because it's much cheaper. Number 13, same-sex marriages are legal in Colombia, but certain notaries will make it much more difficult than others. 14, document certifications, apostle or legalization. Depending on where the documents come from, you must obtain an apostle or legalization. Most countries require apostles. Canada requires legalization. United States requires apostles. That's when you're bringing the documents from the United States, for example, you would have an apostle. In addition to the notary stamp or the clerk of court stamp. Previous divorces. If you were divorced, then you must get a new copy of your divorce. Apostle, legalize, and translate. Number 16, Colombian registration of previous divorces. Some Colombians forget to register divorces from previous marriages on their birth certificate. This can cause a loss of important time during the process. Number 17, previous name changes. If anyone has changed a name, then the name change documents must also be presented in legalized format as explained above. That means apostille or legalization, like from Canada. Every country is different, but it can only be one of those options. Number 18, birth certificate must match cedula or passport. Sometimes people have errors on their birth certificate that they never corrected, and the passport might not match the birth certificate. That will stop a marriage. Doesn't happen often, but it does happen. Post marriage name change. This is common in many countries like the United States, where the wife, more commonly the wife, will change her name, her last name, to match her husband. This can be done. That's not a problem. Keep in mind, as a side note, in the United States, there is a habit where the father's firstborn son will take his dad's last name. In Colombia, the law requires that a child that's born has both the mother and the father's last name. So you can't get around this. You have to wait until the first birth certificate's issued to get this birth certificate changed. Finally, use estate planning and prenuptials. Remember, Colombia has prenuptials, living trust, and other instruments to protect your assets. Living with someone for more than 2 years in Colombia automatically creates a civil union, and that means rights to your assets. The United States, for example, it takes 7 years to get a civil union. In the United States, they'd also call that a common law marriage. Okay? If you plan on moving away from Colombia, whether it's Canada, the UK, Australia, the United States, you need to have a prenuptial in each country if you're going to protect your assets.